Dong is a man who lives a big life. Although he is married to Yun, who is the daughter of a very rich man, he is not afraid to use his dangerous character to win. When he wakes up, he realizes that his wife is a bit annoyed. However, she has no real reason to be in a bad mood except that her father is not giving her an art gallery she wants to have in her possession. As Dong walks outside his house to start his day, dozens of bodyguards greet him and open the door for him to get in the car. Later in his office, one of his assistants, Han, tells him that they have evicted most of the tenants at the plaza they are interested in buying, but there are a few stubborn ones that do not want to leave. Dong tells Han that he has lost his edge and calls Bang inside, the man who appears to be in charge of his aggressive task force. Dong tells him to gather his men and go to the plaza to take care of the tenants who are not leaving the place. Bang and his men enter the carpenter's store as this man is the only one who is refusing to leave. The carpenter, Kim, tries to protest by saying that what they are trying to do is illegal, but Bang does not seem to care about any of it. After beating him up, Bang threatens to cut his hand off if he does not sign the contract that says he is selling his store and house. Later, Dong gets a meal in a restaurant, until he is interrupted by a man named Yang. As it appears, Yang is a CEO who hates Dong. The conversation between the two reveals that they have a history, as Yang declares that he is not Dong's minion anymore. On the other hand, Dong makes fun of him and manages to make him angry. The next morning, Dong has a quick talk with his father-in-law to inform him about everything that happened yesterday. The old man advises Dong to be careful because gangsters like Yang can be unpredictable. Later that day, Dong proceeds to grab a meal in a small restaurant, but he does not like the food and he wants to pay and leave. A young man named Jihan is also eating at the same place, until he receives a phone call and gets up to leave. The boy says he has forgotten his wallet, but the shop owner tells him that this successful man will pay for his meal. After paying, Dong gets into his car and drives away. Unfortunately for him, a dumpster drives in front of him, and he has to wait behind it as the workers clean the streets. Dong decides to step out of his car to smoke a cigarette while at the same time, Jihan is trying to get his shoe at the edge of a building. The boy loses his balance, and he is on a free fall. The boy lands right on top of Dong. The story cuts to a POV shot to show us that somebody wakes up in the hospital. A nurse approaches that somebody and calls him kid. This is actually Dong, but he can't understand why they are calling him kid, until he makes it to a room where he sees his adult body. Then, Dong looks at himself in the mirror and realizes that he is the kid he met at the small restaurant. In other words, he is trapped in that kid's body. His father comes to get him, while Dong keeps saying that he is not this man's son. But it gets worse. Not only is he trapped in this kid's body, but this kid has poor eyesight and a fat belly. Dong recalls that the woman at the restaurant told him that she would give him a gift soon. So maybe she is responsible for this. Dong runs back at the store, but the woman is gone and the store is being shut down. Then, Dong goes back to his house to see his wife, but in her eyes, he is just a young boy who broke into her house. Dong says that he can prove who he is, but Yun calls the police, and the boy is taken away. Dong is taken to the police station, but he is let go because he is a minor. Right after that incident, Dong goes to the hospital and starts jumping on his old body, hoping he is going to switch bodies. However, nothing is happening. Adult Dong is also in a coma and unable to communicate. Bang bursts into the hospital room and finds the boy jumping on his boss body. Bang blames what he sees to be Jihan for what happened to his boss, and threatens that he will smoke him if he ever sees him again. Dong has no other choice for the time being, and he accepts to follow his father back to their supposed house. His father, who was the carpenter course by Bang and his men earlier, prepares a huge meal for him. Dong says that he does not eat junk food, but once he tries it, he can't stop eating it. Kim tells his son that they are going to school together tomorrow, because he wants to have a talk with the vice principal to learn more about what happened to his son. The next morning, the two of them stand before the vice principal. It is apparent that Dong is a changed kid now. He has no fear. Kim asks the vice principal if he knows anything about what happened and why his son fell from the roof, but the man replies that he has spoken to the police and they have no new information. Dong stares at the vice principal and finally declares that he is going to go to class today and he will investigate the incident on his own. When Dong returns to class, he realizes that everyone feels a bit awkward about him. Later at the cafeteria, he sees a group of girls messing with a girl named Usagi, and asks them to be quiet because he wants to enjoy his meal in peace. A friend of those female bullies approaches Dong and is about to pick a fight with him, but the teachers stop them. The bully asks Dong to meet after school, and the young man proceeds to meet him. The bully tells him that Dong is his errand boy, and he has to bring him a sandwich and some strawberry milk every day. Dong beats this guy up and just leaves the scene without allowing anybody to play power games with him. But then, he meets these bullies again in the school's bathroom, where they are bullying another kid. Dong beats them up once more, and he steals their phones. Back home, Dong takes a look at the phone and finds a video that explains what happened to him. A group of bullies had him walk by the edge of the school building in order to retrieve one of Usagi's shoes. The next day, Dong returns back to school to find one of the older kids beating the younger bullies. This kid was involved in the incident. Dong informs him that he has made a copy of the video just in case and warns him to stay away from him or else he will have to take more extreme measures. In the meantime, Yun dates a new lover, while her husband is in a coma. Yang uses this opportunity to blackmail her, because he wants her to work with him to harm her husband. Over the following days, Dong visits his body at the hospital and finds Bang guarding him. Dong cites some private information only the two of them are aware of in order to convince him that he is his boss for real. The next morning, Dong calls Bang to ask him to find a house for him because he is going to quit school. As he speaks on the phone, Usagi bumps into his and drops her pink teddy bear. Dong follows her to give her the teddy bear, and also meets her mother, Mi-seon, who invites both of them for a meal. Dong speaks to her by her name, but the woman starts slapping him because he is so rude to an adult. As it appears though, this woman is Dong's old love interest. In the meantime, Bang acts a bit weird, and he steals a hair from Dong's adult body's head. One day later, Dong steals a hair from Usagi's head, and runs a DNA test on it. When he gets the results, he realizes that Usagi is his daughter. That makes him even more protective of her, and he is not going to allow anyone to mess with her anymore. When he meets with Bang again, he asks him to break a leg and a hand of each of the girls who are messing with his daughter. Bang replies that minors are not his expertise, and consults Dong to have a talk with the girl's mother. Dong proceeds to meet with her and informs her of the situation. Her daughter is an outcast who is getting bullied. Mi-seon says she is going to call the teachers, but Dong advises her against doing that because the teachers seem to overlook what's happening. Elsewhere, Yun meets with her father and tells him that Dong has embezzled 3 billion won from his company. Dong consults with Bang about what the best course of action would be. Bang advises him to get himself to the gym along with his daughter so they can both benefit. Dong will get healthier, while Usagi will learn how to defend himself. Usagi's mother sends her to the gym but she wants to leave. Master Bang appears out of nowhere and does not allow the girl to leave. Usagi and Dong start training hard. They get into physical shape, and they also learn how to fight. Several weeks later, Usagi is a bit more confident, while Dong is literally a changed young man. He has no resemblance to the young man he used to be. Dong spends some more time with his daughter after they get ripped. One day, he visits her at her house to grab a bite and sees some pictures of her. He also sees a book she has obviously read in the past, titled How to Live a Happy Life Without a Father. That makes Dong understand the importance of a good relationship between a parent and a child. That night, he starts walking home with a different mindset, while his father is paid by his job and considers buying some food for his son. Despite his noble plans, he is intercepted by some thugs, who start beating him up. Because he owes them money, Dong tries to help his father, but the two of them are outnumbered. Dong gets angry because his supposed father took a good beating, so he calls Bang to serve those thugs some justice. After beating them up, Bang forces those men to erase Kim's debt. Although they are a bit reluctant to do it at first, they have no other choice. The next day, Usagi goes to school, and it is time for her to showcase her new skills. The girls who bully her gather around her, but Usagi uses her fighting knowledge to deal with them. That night, Dong visits Mi-seon's store to grab some food and she serves him an item that is not on the menu. Mi-seon declares that she used to make this specific plate for somebody she used to love. Dong asks her about that man, and she comments that she has many regrets when it comes to him. Dong wants to know more, but Mi-seon cuts him off by saying that she regrets not killing him. As the night progresses, a couple of drunk men start bothering Mi-seon, so Dong decides to deal with them. He puts Mi-seon in the kitchen, and then takes care of the men. Dong is angry, and punches the men repeatedly, but Mi-seon comes out to stop him. As the two of them stare into each other's eyes, Mi-seon wonders who this kid is because he reminds her of somebody. When the two of them are alone in the store, Dong tells her the whole truth, that he had an accident and he switched bodies with a teenage boy. Of course, Mi-seon has a hard time believing that, but she is convinced when Dong tells her that she has a mole near her belly button, which is a detail nobody else would know. Dong also knows the place where they dated for the first time, and the place where they broke up. A flashback shows us that the two of them broke up because Dong had started getting involved in illegal activities back then, and Yun's father was planning to engage him with his daughter. Back in the present, Mi-seon is annoyed by those memories and wants to be left alone. The next day, Dong insists on meeting her again, and they do so in a cafeteria. Dong says that he regrets his past actions, but Mi-seon tells him that he would have not looked for her if this accident had not happened. Mi-seon wants to leave, but Dong runs behind her and kisses her. The other customers inside the store are shocked, because what they see is a minor kissing a grown woman. Mi-seon slaps him across the room. But Dong still follows her when she runs outside. Mi-seon wants to take him to the police station, but Dong receives a phone call from the bullied boy at school, who tells him that Usagi might be in trouble because she has been invited to a party by a guy. Indeed, the guy at the party tells Usagi that the only reason he invited an outcast for his birthday is because he and his friends wanted to humiliate somebody who would not dare to retaliate. As he starts pouring some beer on her though, Dong appears, and he is ready to kick some butts. The guy and his friends try to deal with him, but Dong is stronger and more skilled than all of them. Consequently, he beats them up and takes Usagi away from that place. The next day, Bang tries to visit adult Dong, but a few bodyguards do not allow him to do so by the chairman's orders. Bang looks into it and informs Dong that everyone believes he was trying to escape and got caught in an accident while he was embezzling money from the company. To make matters worse, his wife is working with CEO Yang. Dong has Bang force himself into the chairman's mansion and deliver a letter to him. Later, Dong meets with Mi-seon, who asks him to stay away from her daughter. But as Dong is leaving, Usagi appears in front of him and confesses that she likes him. Dong runs away because this confession complicates things. Usagi informs her mother about it, and Mi-seon scolds her for liking that boy. The conversation gets funny, and the mother tells her daughter that she should not date a boy who treats her like a father. The next morning, Mi-seon visits Dong at school to ask him to disappear from their lives. The two of them try to convince one another with their own arguments, but Usagi interrupts them. She asks them why they are talking about relationships and forgiveness. Dong comes clean and tells the girl that he likes Mi-seon. Usagi gets angry and blames her mother for snapping at her yesterday when she said that she likes Dong. She thinks that her mom got mad at her because she also likes Dong. As Usagi runs away, Mi-seon blames Dong for this situation, but the young man claims that it's better this way. That night, Yang visits adult Dong in the hospital in order to kill him. But Dong wakes up. In fact, this is Jihan in Dong's real body. Yang is so surprised that he loses balance, falls on the floor, and loses consciousness. Jihan goes back to his house, but Kim just sees an adult man claiming to be his son. The situation gets confused and things are even more perplexed when Dong gets home. Dong tries to calm the other two down. When spirits have calmed, Dong and Jihan try to convince Kim about the switching of their bodies. Eventually, they are able to do so by referring to several details that outsiders would not be aware of. Dong asks Jihan to help him with something, and in return, he will help him date Usagi. Dong takes him to Mi-seon and they lie to her, saying that their souls switched back to normal when the real Dong woke up. However, their lie is uncovered when Yan walks into the store with a bunch of his men. His only intention is to kill everyone. Jihan is very scared, but Dong puts the other two in the kitchen in order to take care of Yang and his thugs. Even though he is outnumbered, Dong puts up a good fight and almost wins. But Yang plays dirty and grabs him from behind. Mi-seon bursts out of the kitchen to show her teeth. She opens the gas valve and pulls a lighter in her hand, declaring that she is not afraid to die. If the bad guys do not stop, she will kill everybody. Eventually, Yang takes his men and leaves, while Mi-seon tells Dong that she was living a nice life until he appeared. Later, The chairman calls his daughter for a talk after reading the letter sent to him by Dong. Dong also sends Ji-hun to the meeting while he is supposed to speak in his ear through a microphone in order to guide him. The chairman is mad at his daughter's unethical ways and declares that Dong is the one who will inherit the company. As for Yun, she will be stripped of all of her assets, including the 3 billion won she stole to make it look like it was stolen by Dong. Then, Yun reveals that Dong has a daughter. While the microphone breaks down, Ji-hun decides to speak by heart and proclaims that there is no greater pleasure than living with the family you love, so he does not want to inherit the company. When he goes outside after the meeting, Dong hugs him and says that he is a better man than him. Yun sees them hugging through her car's windshield and decides to charge at them in anger. Dong pushes Ji-hun away, and he is the only one to get run over. Dong is struggling when he gets transferred to the hospital and tells Usagi the whole truth. He regrets not being there for her. Suddenly, Dong passes out. But when this happens, Ji-hun passes out as well. Dong is taken to the operation room where the lady from the first restaurant store appears, asking him if he liked the gift she gave him. The story cuts to 6 months later, when Ji-hun returns to school in his own young body. He is something like the king of the school now, and he hangs out with Usagi. In the meantime, Dong has returned to his own body, and he is not a gangster anymore. Instead, he works alongside Kim in Isian's restaurant.